Mr. Bottles.
And I'm Mori.
And welcome back to Last Window, the secret of Cape West. We got them talking to each other now and not the wall. I found out how to fix it. Here.
And then I get to control this.
Alright. He told me how I don't remember. This is like a whole month later from like when we did this interrogation, so this is like all new context for me. He told me how 13 years ago after your brother died in the accident.
Hello?
Oh, is it not working? Oh, god damn it. No, it's not working.
Oh,
god
no.
Damn it. Alright, whatever, I'll just click. And we'll fix it like between episodes.
Sure.
Alright. You became the sole beneficiary of the insurance policy payout. Well, seems the insurance company started getting suspicious from that point. Why is it glitching so much?
Now that is a total lie.
Mori,
Yes.
I don't think you're telling me the truth. Is Rex making all this up? Maybe we shouldn't accuse her.
But maybe she is telling a lie.
I don't know.
I don't know. For this.
No, but this is a more like, let's try to pull information out.
Yeah.
Alright. Because I feel like this will just end up in a dead end. She'll be like, yep, he's lying.
He's totally lying, yeah.
Alright, I don't think you're telling me the truth. I don't think you're telling me the truth. God damn, what's with the glitching? God damn it! You know what? Fuck this. It's like loading the Borderlands, like exporting the Borderlands thing, so it might be causing some like issues.
Should we
wait? It's almost done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems to be doing good.
Yeah.
That's a little light.
Marie. Is Rex making this all up?
Unintentional safe scum. Of course he is. Do you mean to say that you take his version of events over mine, Mr. Hyde? He is employed by those companies purely to discredit claims and void payments. I can just imagine all the horrible things he sang about me. I'm not like that.
I'm not that kind of woman.
I was already dragged through all this years ago. 13 years ago, to be precise.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ooh. What is this Final Fantasy-ass music?
About to go into a boss fight here.
Are you trying to commit insurance fraud? I said that.
Why would I even consider doing that? Is that the kind of person you think I am? I thought we were friends.
Marie, we're roommates.
Not even roommates.
Actually, yes. That is exactly what I think of you. Well, no, but if you don't start giving me absolute facts, what choice will I be left with?
Naturally, I want you to believe me, Mr. Hyde. I think we can make our marriage work.
We're not.
Don't worry about it. I took care of the papers. And I'd like to tell you everything, but part of it is very difficult for me.
Does it look like Kyle Hyde gives a shit? This already happened 13 years ago? This already happened 13 years ago?
Yes, with my other brother. 13 years ago, my brother, Mike Porter, died in a car accident. The brakes in his car failed, and he plunged off a cliff. After he died, I was truly alone. He was the closest person I had to a parent. I feel that.
Yeah.
The only other person who took care of me like he did was Peter.
Peter.
On the morning of Mike's funeral, Peter gave me an envelope he got from Mike. Inside, I found details of an insurance premium Mike had taken out prior to his death. I was the sole beneficiary of this, but it was a small comfort for losing my brother. Peter told me that Mike wanted nothing more than for me to be happy and secure. and he made provisions that would enable me to live alone without having to worry. The ring you kindly found for me was a present from my beloved Mike.
I see.
Whom I married.
That's your brother.
The company that held Mike's policy began to pay out the premium. But before long, they stopped making payments, despite the police investigation concluding that his death was accidental. The insurance company believed otherwise, and again began their own investigation. I like to think she's been through this a whole bunch of times with her brother.
Everyone in my family is dead.
I have no siblings to fuck with the insurance company with.
Please.
But, Mr. Hyde, can you imagine the hardships I had to endure to claim Mike's money? To claim what was rightfully mine.
Did they send someone to keep tabs on you then, too?
Yes, they did. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find any proof that the car crash was anything other than an accident. Eventually, I received the entire payment. Of course, there were still plenty of people who doubted me, like my parents, but I had to just endure it.
And then they died, and I collected their insurance money.
During that trying time, it was only Mike's friend, Peter, who stood by me. And after the insurance had been paid out in full, Peter and I got married.
Peter! So that's how it happened.
I want nothing more than to forget that terrible time. But even when I feel I finally put it all behind me, this happens. I can assure you, Mr. Hyde, fraud is something I would never, ever consider doing wrong. You have to believe me. Don't listen to that rat, Rex Foster.
Mori. You have to make me believe. I simply don't believe your story.
Oh my god.
Damn. You have to make me believe. It just doesn't add up. How could two people close to you die in near identical ways? Moreover, they both left you substantial sums of money.
That's how it happened. They were both victims of similar accidents. I'm the victim of the universe. People I love just get hit by cars.
You might be next, Mr. Hyde.
Both cared for me enough to take out insurance policies that would ensure my security.
But you don't love me.
They loved me, and they didn't want me to suffer, even after they had gone. Just like my brother, Peter also took his policy without telling me. Honestly, I had no idea that I would receive a further payout after Peter died.
I just keep getting more money. What could be so difficult for you? What could be so difficult for you?
Finding another man to love. If I tell you, will you hear me out?
I wouldn't ask if I had no intention of listening. If there's something you've been holding back, now's the right time to let me know.
I've got feelings for you.
Excuse me?
There's something.
As I suspected. Time to talk.
Yes, you're right. Half a year ago, after Peter had lost his life, the police had called me. Naturally, I cried and cried and cried again, but deep down, I kept crying in the shower, and part of me felt like I had been released. The only rational explanation was that I was feeling pleased to be apart from Peter.
Why? How did you find out about Peter's policy? How did you find out about Peter's policy?
It was after Peter died and I moved in here. I was going through his stuff and came across the policy information documents. When I read the details, it all became clear and I froze. Peter had done exactly what Mike had done before him and taken out a policy in secret. It was like a secret team. Mr. Hyde, after Mike died 13 years ago, I was left to fend for myself with the money they left me.
The thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. Woe is me.
That is until Peter started looking after me. We wed after the insurance money from Mike's policy was paid out. But I was still unsettled. I wanted more. Did he really love me? Or did he have another motive for marrying me?
Like to give me more money.
After all, I had just been awarded a very substantial amount of money. It was on my mind all the time from the moment we moved in together until he died. After we got married, Peter began to use Mike's money to fund a business venture. At first it went well, but as time went on, things took a turn for the worst. We started arguing about money all the time. Like, I wanted a thing of 20s for 100, not a thing of 50s. Come on.
That's too big of bills. No one can make change for that.
Each time we had an argument, I felt myself drifting away from him one step at a time. If I had known from the start that he'd have his eye on the money Mike left me, I would have happily watched myself drift away. It would have been an easy decision. I would have realized that this was not the kind of person I needed in my life. The most ironic part about this whole story is before I could discuss this with Peter, he was gone. Fucker died in the accident. I mean,
Fucker died after I cut his brakes. I mean...
The brakes failed while he was driving and his car plunged off a cliff.
Jesus.
Hang on.
Damn.
Where's this cliff if you're in the city?
There's cliffs in California, probably somewhere.
No, maybe. You're right. It was virtually identical to what befell my brother Mike. They had one thing in common. They both decided to take out secret insurance policies. And they both named me as the person to receive the money in the event of their deaths. That's why I'm being investigated for fraud. I've told them time and time again, I've done absolutely nothing wrong.
So you say. I've still got one more thing I want to ask you, Mori. It's about the incident that happened in the hotel 13 years ago. Why did you pretend you didn't know about it when we spoke yesterday? Especially seeing as your own husband, Peter Rivet, was the one who discovered the body of the murdered individual.
Mr. Hyde, it's true. He was the person who discovered the body on the 4th floor. But he wasn't alone. Mike was there with... Wait, what?
Oh.
Oh. They discovered the body together.
Kind of sounds like someone's trying to do a cover-up.
I'm sorry I lied to you about this yesterday, Mr. Hyde. But I wasn't ready to advance the plot of the story.
So what happened?
After discovering the body, Mike wasn't the same.
We're gonna find out why he wasn't the same next time. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Hit that bell notification if you want to find out what happened and why Mike wasn't the same. Question of the day.
What is your insurance?
Do you have life insurance?
Do you have life insurance?
Am
Is
I
it
your...
Allstate? I bet it's Allstate.
Am I your beneficiary? Put that shit in the comments
How many
below.
monies will you be getting if your loved one dies?
Damn.
Is that $1,000 with a capital 1? That's just a bank. It's not insurance, but I don't know why.
Put that shit in the comments below on bottles.
I'm Mori.
Bye.